Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to ride Royal Enfield Himalayan. This showroom is in Electronic City in Bengaluru. I had come to this showroom before to ride Royal Enfield, what do we call it, Meteor, and now I'm here to ride Royal Enfield Himalayan. If I've watched my previous videos, I've already ridden Honda Highness, BMW adventure bike and Meteor bike. I own KTM Duke 790. I'm looking for another reliable, easy to maintain motorcycle for my long rides, something like that, because I'm facing some issues with my 790. I do not want to take any risk taking that bike on long rides. If something goes wrong, spare parts are not available, we'll have to procure it from some other country and it takes more than a month. So I thought of looking for a 300 to 400cc reliable, which is easy to maintain. If possible, I will ride Royal Enfield Interceptor as well. I got couple of recommendations, suggestions from my friends as well to try Himalayan once, the BS6 version. I had ridden Himalayan BS4 version way back. This is the first time I'll be riding this BS6 version Himalaya. Let me see how it goes. Here is the Interceptor. See, basically I got to know that there is some battery issue with the Himalayan bike, so I will ride this Interceptor 650 and see how this performs. See, somebody has taken this Interceptor for test ride. I'll have to wait, but I got another option to ride Continental GT over here. So let me see, compare this. What's the major difference? There's slight difference in the price, 10-12,000 difference. Engine specification, power delivery is more or less same in both the bikes. Now this is Continental GT that I'm going to ride. Let me see how this performs. I mean, when I sit on this bike, I feel as if the machine is rock solid. Build quality is on a whole different level. What do we get to see in the console? We get to see the speedometer and the RPM reading, how many kilometers ridden. It's kind of old-fashioned. Oh, handlebar is a bit on the heavier side, man. First gear goes till 70. Good, man. Initial throttle response is impressive. I wasn't expecting this in a Royal Enfield bike. I have seen other Royal Enfield bikes where they don't perform well in the lower revs. The power kicks in the mid-range, post-mid-range, something like that. But this thing, good, man. I'm still on first gear itself. Okay. Let me connect to highway. First gear, 70. Second gear, 100. Oh, nice. Braking response is impressive. Really, I wasn't expecting this kind of performance from a Royal Enfield machine. Very nice. See, I am coming from the Duke background. I used to own Duke 390s. I have owned two Duke 390s and I upgraded to Duke 790. I have ridden other powerful bikes as well. This is also impressive, not bad at all. I don't feel the weight of this bike while I'm riding, but while I was turning this bike, I felt the weight, not while riding it. This is an old school console. See, there is no much information in this console. You get to see the basic information, speedometer and the RPM reading, that's it. The riding posture is aggressive. You will have to lean forward. This is not like the comfortable riding postures that we go through in Meteor, Highness, or we can't compare this with them, but I'm just saying from the comfort standpoint. Seat is also comfortable. The seat is soft. Suspension, the front suspension is good. The rear suspension is slightly on the stiffer side. However, my upper body weight is on my hands on the handlebar. I'm just trying to figure out if I get an empty stretch. I don't think this bike has got any traction control or slipper clutch as such. Good, man, it is fun to ride. and I get that confidence while riding it. Doing long rides on this bike, I don't think it's a good idea. Your wrists, shoulders will take a lot of beating because your upper body weight is on your hands. You'll have to get used to it. I think people will do long rides on this, even Hayabusa. That's a different story altogether, but it's up to the rider. But if you ask me, I don't think it will be comfortable for me to go on long rides in this position. This tank is slim. It's not massive like Meteor. I mean, look at that massive engine, man. RE bikes are heavy and they are always planted on the road. Again, I'm stuck in third gear, man. No vibrations at all. Almost 130. However, for the 650cc engine, I was expecting a bit more torque in it. I will have to ride Tiger as well once. Probably in this month, I will take a test ride of Tiger and see how it performs. I put my gloves on. .130, 120-ish at third gear. I'm at 120. Let me apply brakes. Good, man. Braking response is good. Got confidence. See, when I crouch, I'm gonna touch this thing while riding, so need to be a bit careful. They have given some guards over here, some sort of plastic material or whatever, I don't know. I've been riding this for a while now. I'm not going through any heating issues. Engine is not getting heated up soon. I really like the way Arya has worked on the engine, and they have brought down the vibrations, almost zero vibrations. But still, I have not hit the top speed. I'll be able to figure out the vibration stuff after I cross 140 or something. I don't know what's the top speed in this machine. It's 650cc. It should at least do 160. But still, man, I was expecting a bit more torque for the 650cc engine. It's not a regular 350 or something. It's a 650cc engine, but still the power delivery is adequate. Not bad compared to the other Royal Enfield 350cc bikes. This is far more better in terms of power delivery in lower Fs. See, you might be wondering, like I'm ripping the throttle, but all I'm trying to do is to check the acceleration and the pull that we feel in different RPMs. What is this? Empty. Okay, 140-ish. I didn't go through any vibrations. Good, man. Good. It goes pretty fast from 0 to 100, but it takes a bit of time to reach 140ish. See, one more thing I noticed in higher speeds. When this bike picks up the speed after 120 plus, and it is going to carry a lot of momentum with it because of the weight of this bike, I may not sure we'll be able to suddenly stop this bike, you know, because of that momentum on the weight of this bike. You'll have to get used to it, right, to understand the dynamics, to understand the stopping distance in higher speeds, so that you can calculate while you are in higher speeds. But I'm used to the lightweight bikes. My Duke 790 is around 170 kilos, that's it. My thoughts after riding this machine is it's just my first impressions. I liked the way it performs. Handling is comfortable, seating posture is aggressive, braking response is good, and thumbs up to Royal Enfield for manufacturing this machine. If you're someone who would like to have some fun around with a bike, this is the bike for you. But I would not suggest this bike for long rides. At the end of the day, it's up to one's choice. You get to decide what to do with this bike, long ride or just to have fun, or just to get a leather jacket, get the Royal Enfield jeans, boots, gear up, and just have fun with it. So that's my opinion and thoughts about this bike after riding it for a while, and I will see you in the showroom. And for 650cc bike looks slightly heavier. What is this? Pirelli tire, 130 bar 70 18 inch. They could have given some bigger tires for this bike for better grip, you know what I mean. I think both the bikes specifications are identical, the power, engine capacity, everything. It's just that they have changed the riding dynamics in terms of the handlebar, the seat, the tank. They have just changed some parts. Apart from that, everything looks similar. All the other specifications are more or less same. Now if I take this bike in traffic, I may get stuck in traffic. So I will do one thing. I will come again to this showroom and I will make a separate video on Royal Enfield Interceptor and see how this bike performs. Okay guys, thank you for watching. I'll be coming up with a lot of videos riding Royal Enfield Interceptor 650, Java Parag, so many other bikes that's available in the market in 300-400cc segment. I will be sharing my honest review, first impressions. If possible, I will take some bikes to highways and ride it for around 200 kilometers and post my thoughts. By the way, I'm not a professional bike reviewer as such. I'm just doing it out of my personal interest since I'm looking for one motorcycle to buy. So take care. Bye bye.